Hello everyone, in this video let us take a look at Sketch for Confluence image editing. So today let us take a look at this app called Sketch for Confluence image editing, which is an app for Confluence, as you can probably figure it out yourself by looking at the name. It is quite obvious that this app will do something with your Confluence, and I have no idea about this app. I have never really tried it, but it seems like you can do some annotations on your Confluence images, which is always good. I made a similar video long time back, I think 2.5 years ago, on a similar app for Jira, but we can also do the same thing with the help of this app on Confluence now. So if I look at first of all, this app is developed by a company called Old Street Solutions. They are top vendor, which is good to know. And this app is supported. The pricing information, you can find it yourself if you want to take a look at how much it will cost you. The app is available on cloud server and data center, which is nice to know. So using this app, you can crop, rotate, annotate, edit images directly in Confluence new version 2.0. So there is a video here, but I'll take a look at the images on the marketplace listing just to understand the capabilities. So the first thumbnail is about, or the first image is about crop, rotate, annotate images directly on a page. You can create these arrows, I believe. You can also write a text. You can do things like crop, transform, draw, shape, stickers, and I believe you can also have different versions of the same image after you start doing the annotations. And you can do crop, you can have different shapes, you can rotate, you can zoom. So this looks good. You can also write on it, and you can have some emoticons on your images. You can have some filters. So having a filter is really good because maybe you want to make your image as slightly more dramatic or cinematic. So why not? You can have borders. You can also have border radius. So there are a lot of features, I believe, in this app. So let us take a look. I have already installed this app on one of my cloud instance. So I'll just create a page, and we will upload an image and we'll play with it. So I'll just give this page a name. So this is my test page, and now I will upload one image, and so far this looks good, and I can understand that you may want to add some text on the images, or maybe if you are working on let us say describing more about what this image is all about. So you can do a lot of things using this app, and I will first upload one image, and I will then show you how we can what all we can do with this app. So I've added this image, and this is nothing but an image that I took a shot of this bird in my garden. And these days we are supposed to not go out, as you probably know why. So I was doing some photography and I took this image. So right now I don't really see any option to do more with this image. Maybe if I click on it, so I don't see anything new. So let me first publish this page, and after I publish this page, I can see this option on top called sketch. I'll get rid of the sidebar, and this looks fine. And if I click on it, so I believe something will happen with the app. So now it says select an image to edit. Okay, let me select it, and it is doing something. So yes, so I believe now we can start doing annotations. So on top we have things like download, open. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. This looks good. First of all, my impression is that I like the interface. It is quite intuitive. Although I'm quite comfortable doing image editing with tools like GIMP or Photoshop, but I appreciate the simplicity of these big icons, things that you can do. You don't really have to like read the documentation. These are quite obvious things. So the first option is of course to play with the filters, and I believe you can just select the filter that you want to apply. So I'm trying to sharpen the image, and it is really working. So these filters are quite interesting. You can of course play with it. Is there any option to change the brightness or contrast? I don't see it right now, but sometimes I just want to change the brightness or contrast slightly, or maybe the saturation, which is not there, I believe, here. Maybe there is some other option, but I think having these filters is probably better, because you just want to do maybe a click and you want the filter to be applied. And the next option is to do some cropping. Let me just change the zoom of my browser, because now we have like a better we have more space to see what this app can do. So you can specify your width and height. So I believe this is like the custom I believe crop that you can do. So this is fine. You can also use these ready-made options, like if you want to have like some 16:9 crop, so you can also do that. And I believe now if I try to zoom or try to change the size, the ratio is same. So maybe I'll select something like this, and if I click on apply, now we have a zoom here, which is looking quite good. And I can do like a reverse, like undo. So let me just crop it again, maybe 16:9, and I'll just focus on this particular portion of the image. We can do transform. I believe you can rotate. Looks good. You can also do flip horizontally and vertically. So this is fine. If I go back, I can do a draw, where I can probably add some like I can do some scribbling, like test. Okay, and I can have a brush type as well. So we have different types of brushes. So there are a lot of options, by the way, in this app. I mean, you can do a lot of things. You can change the brush size. Interesting. So I think these features are quite advanced, to be honest, in my opinion. Let me just apply. And if I click on text, I can also add a text here. Like, let me add something like spring in UK. And I want to change the color to white, maybe. Can I change the font? I can also change the font, and there are a lot of options. So you can change the font. How can I change the size of this? Can I change the size? Or maybe I'm missing something. Yes, you can. So something like this. Spring in UK. One thing that I would love to have is those in those markings, like when you're working with the, let us say, some image editing tools, softwares, you get the option to align the text or anything, maybe in the center, or horizontally in the center, or vertically in the center. So that is something that I personally prefer. But this is good. I don't really have any complaint. This looks fine. Can we also have like a border? Or maybe I'm asking too much. It is fine. I don't really mind. I mean, to be honest, it is not really a tool for doing image editing. It's more about doing some annotations. But I can see here that we do have a lot of options. We do have, I think, so we have text style, where we can change the alignment. This is fine. Let me just cancel it. We can change the color. We can also have a shadow. There are a lot of options. This is really surprising, to be honest. So we need to probably, have the offset on both X and Y axis. So now we have some shadow. We can have like a shadow color, I believe. This looks good, really good. Actually, I can apply. And can we also, what else can we do? Okay, so if you click on it, you have the option to do few things with the text. I can also do outlining if I want. So maybe some kind of a border. It's too much. Yeah, this looks good. I can have border, background texture. Okay, they do have a lot of options, to be honest. I was not really expecting these many options. So you can have like a border of the whole image, but you can also have gradient. So this is really nice. Like when you're working with the, gradient is nothing but one color changes to another color. So you have like a transition. So you can do a lot of things with this. I'm probably not focusing more. I should be focusing more on the app capabilities rather than the editing features. I was probably a bit carried away. So you can also have borders. I like borders personally. I like having those uh, slightly curved borders at the corners. So you can do that, and let us save the image. And I can also see here that there is an option to save multiple versions. So I believe whenever you do an edit on the image, you will get a new version. So after saving this image, where is my image? Probably coming in just a minute. Okay, now I can see my image. The borders are there, but the background is not transparent. So something for the vendor to probably, I would prefer transparent border, transparency like in the background, or maybe I missed something. Let me just do, okay, I need to click on the sketch option. So let me just select the image, and the last thing that I want to see is can I have different shapes? Yes, you can have arrows like this. I don't really want to have this arrow because the image looks good, but you have stickers, you can have emoticons, something like this, and maybe not this one. Is there anything with, is there any bird? Why a bird? But I would love to have a bird. Emoticons. Okay, no, they do have a lot of emoticons, I believe. We need to scroll, I guess. Yes, we need to scroll. So there are a lot of options here. Maybe a rainbow, I think. Yeah, I like rainbows. We need to select this. Okay, this looks good. Apply, save, and now we are working on version 2. So let me just show you. If I go full screen, there is a save button at the top, not top, but the bottom right corner. So if I click on the sketch again, I will probably get version 3 of the app. So there is an option to save the annotation that you're doing. So overall, I quite like this app called Sketch for Confluence, and personally, I think if I am working on these annotations, I'll probably get carried away with these options to make your image look beautiful and nice, and I'll probably get I'll probably make sure that it looks really nice because there are a lot of options. And overall, I think the idea to basically annotate and do, of course, a lot more. And I believe as the name suggests, the name of the app is not annotate your images. It is Sketch for Confluence image editing. So I like this app, and I think I can also recommend this app if you want to do something similar in your Confluence instance. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.